What's going on, freedom fighters? Welcome to the Halloween edition of Break the Chains Media. Today is October 31st, 2025. Friday. It's normally a day where I sleep in my coffin, but today I figured I'd join you in this excellent experience of freedom, truth, and liberty. All right, I'm not going to do that the whole time. What is up? What is going on? Appreciate you all joining me. Welcome to Break the Chains Media. We're having a good time today, and I'm so pleased to be here. It's going to be a quick one. It's going to be a short one, about maybe 30 minutes or so. Trying to maybe tone these live streams and tighten them up. We got to tone and tighten these live streams so it's a little bit more digestible, because I could speak for like 5 hours a day about all this kind of bullshit, but I figured maybe a 20 or 30 minute stream, I could totally knock it out. So appreciate y'all joining me here on a spooky afternoon Halloween extravaganza. I did the makeup. What else you want from me? Because if you want anything, you do have like the skeleton, right? We got the skeleton. Skeleton. See what I'm doing here? You see what I'm doing? Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out, and we are going to do an update with 3I-ATLAS. It did reach perihelion around the sun, and we are anticipating and waiting to see if, in fact, it is an alien mothership or not. So we are waiting with bated breath. We are also going to talk about the snap, because today is the last day for anyone to join. Get your food while you can. Go get dressed up and go get all your trick-or-treating, get all your candy, because as of tomorrow, SNAP is apparently a thing of the past, or at least until the government reopens. I know a lot of states are trying to institute emergency provisions in their state so they can retain SNAP for their constituents. So we're going to get into all that. We are also going to talk and touch on a TPUSA chapter in Fort Lewis College in Colorado in Durango was denied a chapter. So we're going to touch on that. If this is the first time joining Break the Chains Media, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button wherever you are, whatever platform you are. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and family. Share, because sharing is caring, and if you care about the people you love, you want them to know the truth. You want them to get the real information out there. So I encourage everyone to share Break the Chains Media. If you would like to check out the landing page, that is breakthechains.media. That is the website. And you can find all the socials here: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as some of the articles I've written. If you want to join and support the channel, you can check out Realm Walker Hot Sauce. Grab yourself a bottle of Realm Walker Hot Sauce, and you can travel the 9 realms of Norse mythology through hot sauce. From mild to extreme heat. Right now I've got an orange habanero. I also have a Muspelheim, which is red super hot pepper and roasted red pepper. Delicious, extra spicy, extra delicious. So you can support the channel by picking up a bottle of hot sauce. Follow Realm Walker Hot Sauce on Instagram to support the stream there. And then we also have an affiliate with the Chainsaw Caucus. Chainsaw Caucus. The mission of freedom and liberty, felling the corporate corruption, felling evil that live in the government bellies of the bureaucracy, cutting corruption and government bloat down. So if you want to support the stream, support Chainsaw Caucus. Go to chainsawcaucus.org. The link is in the description below for the affiliate link to Chainsaw Caucus. $10 a month donation gets you a lot, and it supports the cause and it supports the effort of Chainsaw Caucus and Break the Chains Media. So without further ado, I wanted to let's make sure everything is running good here, because I know it always is $10 a month. Yeah, we're good. We are good on the audio, because sometimes that audio just doesn't quite work out. I keep freaking out when I look at myself in the monitor here, because I'm not used to seeing myself as a spooky skeleton. But it is what it is, folks. We are gonna jump right into it, because I've got a lot to talk about and not a lot of time to do it. So let's get into it. I wanted to knock out a couple of these quick ones first. If you are in the state of Colorado, you must educate yourself on Proposition LL and MM. And LL and MM are both a big fat goose egg, a big fat no. We want zero. We do not want Proposition LL and MM for Colorado. And I posted here from Brittany Pedersen. She says, I hope you'll vote yes on Proposition LL and MM to keep Colorado healthy school meals for all program funded. These measures fight harmful federal cuts that kids can learn, thrive, and stay healthy. Well, this is the liberal workaround. This is the liberal linguistics that they use to pull on your heartstrings to say, if you're not funding this, you're starving children. You're a terrible human if you don't. Why would you stop and not fund and feed the children? Well, this is a workaround from our table, right? Anything additional that is collected. They're also levying taxes on anyone who makes $300,000 or more to fund school lunches. Well, guess what, folks? School lunches are already being funded. Kids already get free and reduced lunches at school right now, as it stands, and most of those get thrown away. So I say, anything the baby prop Barbie says, do the opposite. And I encourage you to follow suit. Vote no on LL and MM. That being said, we are moving right on. We are moving right through this. This is a little bit spooky, a little bit scary because you have to think back. Think back in the history. Do you remember Lahaina in Hawaii, the tragedy that struck Lahaina? Do you remember the fires that struck Paradise, California, or the fires that ripped apart LA, or even the fires here in Colorado? Okay, a lot of these natural disasters have a pretext, and I'm not, and we can go down a whole rabbit hole on government conspiracies, on weaponization of weather patterns, and maybe lasers that start these fires. We can wear a tinfoil hat another time. However, when you see what's happening, especially in Jamaica here, I am very reserved in my assumption. I don't want to assume anything, but this post is the Vision 2030 for Jamaica. Vision 2030 for Jamaica, a paradigm shift to prioritization of the higher forms of capital, human, knowledge, cultural, and institutional. So, they are going to be suffering a devastating hurricane. I think they already have. It's like it just happened in the last couple days here. I don't really know the exact dates on when this hurricane came through or is to come through. But this is a whole narrative for smart city reset, right? And this is what they do. They rip apart a city. They destroy the whole infrastructure. And once the state of emergency is in place, everything can be fast-tracked to institute a smart city, 15-minute city, new development, new zoning laws, new regulations. All these things follow suit with these tragedies. So officials launched Vision 2030, a UN-backed plan to turn Kingston, Jamaica, into a fully digital smart city, and now the island is being torn apart by a Hurricane Melissa with 185 mile per hour winds and 892 millibar pressure. Meteorologists call it an unreal, maybe because it is. A storm this precise hitting Jamaica, shifts to AI infrastructure, biometric IDs, and centralized grids, feels less like coincidence and more like calibration. Old Jamaica erased and new Jamaica connected, surveilled, and compliant. The timing isn't a coincidence, it's a blueprint. And it happened the same for Lahaina, it happened the same for LA, it happened the same for Paradise. A lot of these, if you look back at the infrastructure and what they were trying to implement prior to these natural disasters happening in these cities, they wanted to whether build a fast speed rail or a new highway system or a new development, or you name it. They had blueprints to build into a modernized infrastructure, and they're using tragedy and disasters to fast track their Agenda 2030's narratives in these cities. So just be warned, be aware, understand, and we got to follow and keep tabs on this whole Jamaica tragedy that's happening from Hurricane Melissa. But they use tragedies, they use disasters to fast track modernization and centralization of grids and infrastructure and biometrics and surveillance. So be wary, be warned. Just to keep informed, okay? We're going to keep rolling through. I keep seeing these Homeland Security posts, and I can't, these are absolutely hilarious, okay? For all my OGs out there, this is from Homeland Security. whoever's running the account is definitely, early 30s, late 20s, somewhere around my age, because I swear these posts are just slapping. They're just hitting it. Destroy the flood, join ice.gov. That is ridiculous and hilarious. Okay? Finishing this fight, okay? DHS.gov has got some high-level marketers in there. And then I wanted to touch on this. This is from Timcast. I said, this is totally normal and not at all taken directly out of a zombie movie opening scene. A truck hauling aggressive lab monkeys infected with hepatitis, herpes, and COVID crashed on I-59 near Heidelberg, Mississippi. Several monkeys escaped before authorities shot most of them on site. One remains missing as its official warns locals to avoid the area. Okay? Like, what kind of... This is like straight out of a zombie movie, folks. Like infected, rabid, disease-ridden monkeys crash in a remote part of the country. Next thing you know, what is it? The movie Outbreak, I believe it was, where it started like that. So it is hilarious and also a little spooky. Not gonna lie. But and then moving through this, another scary thing that we all have to worry about here in Colorado and across the country, but particularly Colorado. This is a Colorado Post, folks. Colorado Democrats' Halloween costume tricking you and treating themselves. Sneaking around Tabor. Cost of living is through the roof. Gangs and crime are on the rise. Drug use and homelessness is rampant. Insane and unconstitutional gun control bills and unaffordable housing. All while lining their own pockets. This is exactly the textbook Colorado Democrat, Colorado leftists here, legislating and extorting money from you, only focusing on enriching and empowering themselves and their leftist agenda, and surveilling you and monitoring you and restricting your right to self-defense, right to freedom of speech, and just overall terrible, disgusting humans. And this is exactly what the Democrat of Colorado looks like. So be beware. They don't always wear the clown makeup, but rest assured they will go after your money and go after your Bill of Rights. Okay? And then you got Phil Weiser chiming in here. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, folks. The president's decision to punish Colorado by relocating Space Command threats because of the lawful exercise of our authority to regulate elections and his threats of further harmful action violate the 10th Amendment. That's why we filed our, wait for it, 41st lawsuit. Okay? Gandalf, what do you got to say? What do you got to say to Phil? Yeah. Yeah, this guy is fucking mental. 41 fucking lawsuits. Phil Weiser really is a lunatic suffering from stage 5 Trump derangement syndrome. We Coloradans are sick of commies like him using our tax money to weaponize lawfare against the federal government. That is what's happening. They're using our tax dollars here to file lawsuits against the federal government. It's absolutely bullshit, and Phil Weiser has no place running and being installed into the governor's seat. Okay? All right, let's get into it, folks. Thoughts on Snap. Appreciate you all joining the chat. I know it's a last-minute thing. If you are just stumbling, hit that thumbs up button. Follow the channel. Be a part of Break the Chains Media. Be a part of the Chain Gang, folks. Let's go. Rev those chainsaws. Let's get it going, because that is how we cut through the bullshit and the disgusting nature that is a tyrannical, overreaching, and leftist government that institutes against our free will. Okay? Snap. Excuse me. Getting a little too spooky for you. This is my thoughts on Snap. Okay? The whole Snap thing. Okay? Come tomorrow. I mean, there was even reports talking about trying to plan riots or trying to plan calculated looting of Walmarts. I mean, there are people online right now saying, on this date, go out and do this thing, and they can't stop all of us. It's absolutely sickening that the mental midgets and the fact that they think that they are entitled to this. And there was one bitch. She's like, what did she say? She said, it's my right
for your tax dollars to pay for my food stamps. Essentially what she said, I'm probably paraphrasing, but essentially she said it's my right that your tax dollars pays for my food stamps. It's insane, this mindset. So this is my thoughts. SNAP should end or should have strict guidelines similar to WIC. Do y'all if y'all are aware of WIC, where it's for like mothers or like, with infants under the age of 5. But it's very strict on its regulations and what you can purchase with WIC. You get like a WIC check. You get like little physical pieces of paper that says, this is for milk, this is for eggs, this is for cheese, this is for bread. I feel like SNAP should equally do that exact same thing. And we should have strict guidelines on what you can buy with SNAP. What is up, GG? What is up? These people forgot how shitty it was when toilet paper became a rare resource during COVID. Absolutely. I mean, that is it. I mean, like, what kind of wild times are we living in when we're at to, like, people are calculating their looting, like, and don't, and like, maybe a little bit more fringe, but I mean, you think about the federal government implementing some sort of National Guard, martial law, or exercising the federal government in these places that might cause these food riots, right? I mean, it's all perfect set. The stage is set. The chess pieces are moving, right? And if these people are going to actively break the law in mass, and the local and state governments aren't able or unwilling to facilitate lawful, regulation of these people breaking the law, then what? It opens the door for more of a federal clampdown, right? Millions are fat, unhealthy, and aren't even legal citizens. Rather than using it temporarily to get back on track and self-sufficient, they remain on SNAP for years. The whole program is abused and broken. This is a little graph I have. I have a little graph here for everyone. Okay, in Colorado, SNAP participation versus undocumented population in Colorado from 2015 to 2024. What do you see here, folks? What years are we looking at? During the pandemic, right here, we had a huge SNAP recipient in the thousands just skyrocket to the roof. In 2018, undocumented population, because Colorado is a sanctuary city. Remember that? Do you remember that, folks? Even though it was a Trump administration trying to, and not only that, Trump was being he was being stonewalled and sidelined on all of his immigration stuff in the first administration. Okay? But yeah, through the roof. And then now we see this correlation up here. We're sitting at 210,000. Right? I wonder, why is there numbers over here and then numbers over here? Maybe that's money. I'm not sure why there are two different charts and numbers. That is confusing. A little bit confusing. But yeah, right there, plain as day. I think the SNAP program should be severely restructured or completely ended and reinstituted as a very strict regulatory process of these are the things you can get, this is how much you can get, you have to prove you're a citizen, all the things, right? I genuinely believe that. This is a scary headline. Scary headline. Okay? As the West dies, Israel's future lies with rising Asia. From the Israel National News. This is from back in July. Israel shares increasingly fewer values with the leftist West, which in its bid to destroy itself and has abandoned its history, culture, uniqueness, and belief in itself. It's an opinion article, and it basically says, well, the West is dead, so I guess we're going to start partnering with Asia. That's a whole live stream right there. But a pretty scary article, and you see how they manipulate and they pull strings, and I genuinely believe that everything, anything foreign, any foreign ties, any foreign funding, any foreign money, get rid of it all, cut it all, and if you're not focused on America first, then arguably America's interests are not your priority. If you aren't America first, then you're America last. If you ain't America first, you're America last, right? Right? As the great Ricky Bobby once said about a race, right? Oh, this is tragic. This is tragedy. This is scary. Someone go check on Governor Jared Polis. He was in a strong bid for the 2030 gay games, and this is a shining light in the world of darkness. Right. This is the thread of hope and prosperity in the world, because we see it happening right now. Denver loses the 2030 Gay Games bid to Perth, Australia, amid rise in U.S. anti-trans politics. So, boo-hoo, Colorado lost its Gay Games bid, but the silver lining is we don't have to deal with a bunch of gay people coming to Colorado and having what even is the Gay Games? What is the Gay Games? I don't know. You let me know in the comments. You let me know in the chats. What do you think the 2030 Gay Games would be featuring? I'm not sure. Would it be pole dancing? Would it be twerking? Would it be how many feathers can we fit up our ass? I don't know, but you let me know what kind of competitions would happen in the Gay Games. Thank God it's not coming to Denver, right? All right, folks, we're getting into it. We're rounding the bend here. This is amazing, yeah. And then that's 3I-ATLAS. Beautiful. This is great. We're right on track, right on time. So on October 29th, Durango, Colorado, Fort Lewis College has denied a TPUSA chapter. Okay, and we're actually going to go to Barnes Law because Robert Barnes commented on this actually, and he actually retweeted the same tweet that I had. Where was it? Oh, then the whole. Sydney Sweeney and her beautiful dress, her amazing dress. Where was it? Let's find it here. Because he definitely retweeted it. Is it? Yeah, it's probably back here. Keep going, keep going. Where is it at? I commented on it. I keep wanting to... Here it is. Here it is. Oh no, he just reposted it, but he definitely commented on it. It's so weird how it shows up. Yeah. So he retweeted it, but I thought he actually made a comment on it, because he did say, basically Barnes was saying that this is unconstitutional. Every school in the country has a right to free speech, and for them to deny TPUSA a chapter in Fort Lewis College is against the First Amendment. So let's take a listen.
One remain, many of our morals
Hopefully you guys can hear it okay.
and ideals must be pushed to the side within the interests of the student body. Our policies, our expectations for our table work through viewpoint neutrality, which requires us to set aside our own viewpoints in the face of our decisions on outline policy, values, and feedback from the student body of that of which we serve. In light of the opinions and concerns shared to us today by both sides of the discussion, with a vote in favor, opposed, and no abstentions, we have decided to deny Turning Point USA's request to become an RSO1 at this time.
Yeah, so you hear that? Evil communists cheering the silencing of free speech.
Community members who currently make up the body of Turning Point USA will be free to use campus resources through a different avenue in Skyhook.
So yeah, so they basically denied Turning Point USA a chapter at the Fort Lewis College. And then, let me see here. No, that's not it. I followed it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So this is actually what they actually posted, some of the other stuff that was happening at Fort Lewis College post. So this is like some vandalism, bunch of trans activists at Fort Lewis College, you know, shaming Charlie Kirk, the typical narrative from these leftists, right? They think he's a Nazi, they think he's evil. They actually got a video of these people actively in the process of vandalizing it.
Well, you guys are drawing and stuff and putting stickers on here and ripping it up and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure you guys know vandalism is
Yeah, and we just want to make sure you know that this is our right of free speech as well.
This is our right of free speech to
We'll
vandalize
see about that.
and to deny you a TPUSA chapter at our college. Absolutely disgusting, folks. So if you want to support it, I mean Libs of TikTok picked it up. I mean it's a huge thing, but it's just wild that we're in a state we're in a state of affairs now where colleges will deny just because of association, right? They don't want to deal with it. Absolutely disgusting. So I think every school around the country, high schools to colleges, should have a TPUSA chapter. There's no reason why we can't have TPUSA chapters across this country, having free and fair debates without the risk of being shot in the neck. Evil, disgusting people. Okay? Evil, disgusting people. Okay? So that was that. Another fantastic Homeland Security post. We are wrapping up. We're landing the plane here. We're doing a quick one. Hopefully, I appreciate everyone joining the stream. I know it's a little short, but with that, I mean, like, we're gonna wrap up. But definitely hit that follow button, hit that share button, be a part of the chain gang. You know what I'm saying? Homeland Security. The board is set. The pieces are moving. We come to it at last. The great battle of our time. And then you got Mary. There won't be a Shire, Pippin. Join ice.gov. What a fucking... Oh, chef's kiss, dude. What do you got to say to that, Gandalf?
You shall not pass!
Join ice.gov. Amazing. Fantastic. And we are wrapping up here. A couple more things. The Colorado Communists here. Jared Polis, Jenna Griswold, and Mayor Mike Johnston. All a bunch of commie clowns running the state of Colorado. Right? Absolute commies. Scumbags. Okay? Jenna Griswold. Yeah. But, and then now we are wrapping up with 3I-ATLAS. We got a report here from Greg Reese. But I wanted to show you basically. So 3I-ATLAS just finished perihelion. And basically right now what we're witnessing, and I encourage you everyone to check out, Joe Rogan had Avi Loeb on. Let's listen to this because there's been a lot of like talk about Avi Loeb being a propagandist. He's perpetuating fringe and like pseudoscience, not pseudoscience, but he's a Harvard professor. But it's hard to trust any Harvard professors but he is a scholar. He does have a lot of knowledge in the field. But he brings up really good conversation, really good postulations. So let's take a listen here. Dr. Avi Loeb joins Joe Rogan to discuss new revelation about 3I-ATLAS and how a black swan event could alter the course of human history itself. Humanity. So let's take a listen.
That this object is nothing but a comet and it's very normal. But then as it got closer and as we got more data, it seems like you're correct.
Thank you for the thank you for
It's a very unusual object.
Looks good. Appreciate
There is something really important to recognize here, that usually when you deal with scientific matters, they have very little impact on the future of humanity. Very little. If the neutrino has a little bit of a mass, doesn't really matter. When we discovered the Higgs boson, the biggest impact was to confirm some idea we had back in the 60s. And, obviously that affected, those people who got the Nobel Prize. But most of us continued as if nothing happened. However, here, if we ever encounter alien technology, everything will change. It will affect the financial markets. It will affect politics in a major way. So my point is simple. This is different than other scientific matters, and the intelligence agencies know very well that events with very small probability have to be considered seriously because they could have major implications. Just think about October 7th. Israeli intelligence...
So the only thing I hesitate with this, because many different times this Avi Loeb brings up Israel many times, and apparently he was part of the Israel military as well. So there's a layer in there that I hold my reservations for. But the fact is that he does bring up
which
good
was
truth.
Clearly a blunder. A lot of people, we have to consider it. And, this idea was already considered by the philosopher mathematician Blaise Pascal. He talked about God.
This is good. The Pascal's wager.
And he said, look, of course, you might think that God doesn't exist. The probability for that is small, but the implications, if God exists, the implications are so huge that we have to discuss it. That
Pascal's
was the
wager.
argument, Pascal's
Like,
wager.
Yeah.
And the intelligence agencies know that. Believe me, the Israeli intelligence agencies will not make that mistake again. Now, here comes an object
tie it in,
from
it's so
outside the
funny.
solar system, and it shows anomalies. The scientists would say we should be as careful as possible at talking about anything other than a rock. Now, they say that when they know that humanity launched a lot of space junk, a lot of technological objects to space. And we also know that there are 100 billion stars like the sun in the Milky Way galaxy alone. Most of them formed billions of years before the sun. And there are billions.
So he keeps going, and he does bring up a lot of good points, regardless of his peppering of the Israel's angle and all of that. But the science is there, the science is real, and as it currently live tracker is, it is behind the sun. It just reached around perihelion, and basically right now we're in a waiting game to see if it changes direction, it changes speed. It did have an anti-tail, which is very it's very unnatural for a comet to have a tail directed towards the sun. The composition is mainly carbon dioxide, and some water, but nickel and apparently is what's in there. But a lot of anomalous findings with 3I-ATLAS. But I think the best thing that we can gather from this is actually this Greg Reese report. And we're going to jump into the Reese report and maybe not watch the whole thing, but he kind of ties in a lot of good information. Appreciate the comment on the makeup, Gigi, because I was going for the ghost look, right? I think I knocked it out of the park pretty well, ghost. But let's take a listen to Greg Reese and his thoughts on 3I-ATLAS and the dawning of a new age. Let's take a listen.
3I-ATLAS was discovered on July 1st by the Atlas telescope in Chile. It originated from outside our solar system and will exit permanently after perihelion today, October 30th, 2025. 3I-ATLAS is the size of Manhattan, which makes it too big for a typical comet. Its path through our solar system has it skimming right by Venus, Mars, and Jupiter in a fine-tuned path that has a 0.005% chance of being natural. It is producing its own light, and it has a sunward-facing tail glowing in front of it, which is very unusual for a comet. Based on these details, Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb suggests the object could be artificial. But the symbolism behind it goes much further. Comets and other planetary objects in the sky have been seen as way signs for a new age, a new era, or great change for thousands of years of written history. In the Bible, there is wormwood, which appears 7 times in the Old Testament and once in Revelation. It is associated with bitterness and death. Ancient Hindu writings speak of Dhumaketu, a fiery comet marking the end of an age and the dawn of the next cosmic cycle. The Mayans wrote of the Kukulkan comet that would be seen during the shift into the New World. And the Hopi wrote of the blue star Kachina that would usher in the fifth world after a purification. The cataclysmic shifts recorded in the Epic of Gilgamesh from ancient Mesopotamia involves a passing planetary object called Nibiru. Nostradamus described comets and objects in the sky marking the birth of a new age. And the 3I in 3I-ATLAS points to the third eye, the third ventricle in the brain, and the awakening of consciousness in a human being,
the third interstellar
which is
object,
what the astrology suggests as well. During its perihelion, there will be a grand water trine, a rare event where 3 planets in the 3 water signs form an equilateral triangle. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, the 3 most influential planets, will all be in water signs. This symbolizes cleansing, purification, adaptability, and the transformative power of flow. In Western occult philosophy, comets are active agents of spiritual forces that drive human evolution by
All good, Melindy.
introducing new cosmic impulses into our planetary system. Overall, comets represent the creative forces that disrupt earthly routine and introduces new qualities and impulses to human evolution. Just as a woman brings a new child into the family, the comet injects a new dynamic into human spiritual growth. According to the teachings of Rudolf Steiner, as a comet passes over us, it collects harmful spiritual substances, which are then carried away and transformed. As they pass, they also introduce new spiritual energies that accelerate humanity's evolutionary process. But that's not to say it makes things easier. He said that the 1910 appearance of Halley's Comet would bring a new impulse that could deepen materialism and distract humanity from its spiritual path. And in 1913, the Federal Reserve Bank was born, the
Interesting,
epitome
right?
of spiritual
A lot of
law.
layers to this.
Steiner taught that humanity's evolutionary
Yes.
leap requires
The
the
red comet.
individual's deliberate choice, and that one must persist in the shadow of darkness in order to raise their consciousness. Greg Reese reporting.
So yeah, I wanted to, and definitely go check out Greg Reese's other stuff. He does awesome short form videos, and that's kind of the angle that I might try to do eventually. Not getting away from live streams, but just trying to pump out some of these short, quicker ones. But I wanted to basically wrap up this live stream. It was a short Halloween spooky edition, a little bit of a rundown gathering of the last few days, but with 3I-ATLAS and this passing of this comet and the cleansing of this energy and the shift that's happening, entering a new era, let's hope after it has left our solar system, it has pulled away and drained away all of the evil and negative things that are happening in this world right now, and hopefully we can push forward after All Hallows Eve and All Saints Day and the Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos, and all of these things that are ushering in and acknowledging death and maybe resurrection and rebirth, bringing in a new cleansing era of this wild time that we are living in. Thank you, Melindy. I appreciate you. I'm about to head off to work, so I figured I might as well do something for this holiday of this festive Halloween holiday. So with 3I-ATLAS and just all this energy about ICE, about SNAP, about the looming riots, about everything that's happening. The deportations, the shutdown, the leftist indoctrination and attacking our children, you name it, communists, like this mindset things need to be washed away and cleaned and purified. We need to come back fresh, clean slate, a new perspective. How do we move forward in a world full of so much chaos and division and vitriol, right? And I'm just trying to usher that kind of energy and perspective into your day, into your world. Folks, happy Halloween. I appreciate you joining me on this quick, awesome holiday Halloween live stream. Go get a bunch of candy. If it doesn't matter how old you are, because guess what? Use the Snap apocalypse as the reason for you to stock up on candy, because if you can't buy any food, at least you'll have a bag worth of candy to be eaten, right? That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. But folks, I do appreciate you. Make sure you follow this channel, give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family. Happy Halloween. I appreciate you, and as always, fight for freedom and never give up.